New operating system updates from Apple. Apps that are out, apps that are now gone, and apps to come. It's Wednesday, December 19th, 2012, and this is iWake. I'm Tim Chaten, and this is what's going on in the Apple world today. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of iWake. So what is going on in the Apple world today? First off is Apple seeding and releasing some new updates to their operating systems. First up, OS 10 10.8.3 is out as a new beta to developers, and not much to say here. Apple mentions that developers should focus on AirPlay, Airport, Game Center, graphics drivers, and Safari in their testing, and we are getting ever closer to another version of Mountain Lion. In other operating system news is that of iOS 6. iOS 6.0.2 was released yesterday to iPhone 5 and iPad mini users. And basically this will fix any Wi-Fi issues you may have with your device. This is kind of an odd release as it's only these two devices, notably the iPod Touch 5th generation and the iPad 4 do not get this update. So only the iPhone 5 and iPad mini are eligible for iOS 6.0.2. And then I imagine everybody gets caught back up with iOS 6.1 in January sometime. So interesting how they've gone about this. Next up is a lot of different app news. So first up is Wunderlist 2. So this is a new update to one of the most highly regarded list-making apps and task management apps out there. So what they've done is they've basically improved the look and feel of the app itself. It's simpler and cleaner on every platform it runs on. The ones that I'd like to focus on are iOS, but it does run on the Mac as well in a beautiful mountain lion-y way with full screen support, things like that. I'm not going to go into all the details about it. There is more information. It's linked to in the show notes. Wunderlist 2.0 is now available. It's beyond the Mac and iPhone. It's also available for Android, Windows, and on the web itself. And one thing to note is it's free. It's everywhere, and it's a cool app to definitely check out. So Wunderlist 2, check it out. Linked in the show notes. Next up are some apps to come. Some apps that are not out yet, but some apps that you should have your eyes on. You should be looking out for, because these are cool apps. These are going to be great apps when they do have their arrival. So first up is a new app from Avatron, the makers of Air Display, Air Sharing, and all the other great Air apps, such as Air Dictate. They have a new app coming out called Air Login. This is a remote login app similar to iTeleport, but this is the app I think is going to be the new go-to app for everybody once it gets out. It's waiting in approval for Apple, and this has some really cool features. Besides the dead gorgeous home screen interface with Macs that are mimicked on its screen, they have this awesome menu bar thing where on the top of your iPad or iPhone, they have touch optimized, ready to go menu bars for all your apps. They've got easy app switching and much, much more. This is going to be the best remote login app for iOS, and I can't wait for it to come out. Avatron is by far in my top 10 of all iOS software makers, and I'm excited to see their newest app, Air Login, coming out very soon. In the other category of apps to come is an app that will come much later than Air Login, which should be here any day now. Hatch for iPhone is coming pretty soon, next year most likely, from Real Mac Software. It's kind of like a Tamagotchi for this new digital age. So Real Mac and Impending are creating this as a dual app creators. They're combining forces to create what looks to be a really awesome app. Now, I had Digimons, I had Tamagotchis back in the day, but having this as an iOS platform, I'm curious how well they'll do. I'll give it a try. I'll see if I enjoy it. They've released a teaser video that I would encourage you to check out. It is linked to in the show notes. It's called Hatch, and it's coming next year. In the category of apps that are no longer here is App Shopper. Apple has forcibly removed this from the App Store because it no longer meets the requirements of being an App Store app. That people can use the App Store, and that is the result of App Shopper no longer being allowed in the App Store. And this is kind of a shame. App Shopper was a fantastic app for those that needed to get up to the information, up to the minute info on new passbook apps and things of that nature, and something that will be missed. The last app story of the day is that of Skitch. Skitch for Mac has received an update that's available on Evernote's website and is awaiting approval in the Mac App Store. Now, this update brings back a lot of old great features that many of you may have missed. So what's included in this update? Well, we've got custom styles and colors, an option to auto-copy the URL once an image has been uploaded, an overhauled sharing interface with new sharing options such as FTP, and there's also a timed screenshot option for doing screen caps via keyboard shortcuts or a drop-down menu. So Skitch is a great app for marking up screenshots and a new update that brings back many features many of you may have missed. So very good news there on that release. Next up is kind of an intriguing story. Brazilian electronics maker IGB Electronica SA has announced a new line of Android phones under the iPhone brand, a trademark that was originally applied for in Brazil in the year 2000. So they're making some Android phones that have the name of iPhone attached to it. And because it was trademarked in Brazil, we'll see what happens. We'll see if Apple manages to fight this and take it down, and we'll get to see what happens. I mean, this is a very intriguing thing, and kind of a humor situation. And yeah, we'll see what happens, I guess. Last up today is that of Google Health, to be more particular here. They're discontinuing Google Health and Google Power Meter. According to Google's blog, in the coming months, we're going to retire two products that didn't catch on the way we'd have hoped, but did serve as influential models. Google Health retiring January 1st, 2012. That can't be right. So Google Health, according to their blog, retires January 1st, 2012. Data available for download through January 1st, 2013. So evidently, it's been retired for a while and is dying really, really soon. And Google Power Meter, retiring September 16th, 2011. Both were based on the idea that more better information, people can make smarter choices, whether in regard to personal health and wellness or saving money and conserving energy at home. While they didn't scale as we would have hoped, we believe they did highlight the importance of access to information in areas where it's traditionally been difficult. We're making this announcement well in advance to give you plenty of time to download the information you might have stored in either product or to transfer it to another service. We're making it easy for you to do so in a variety of formats. So it details the information about these services, what's going to be deleted, when it's going to be deleted, and all the export options. So yeah, Google Health and Google Power Meter are both dead, and I guess that's that. And that is what's going on in the Apple world today. Thank you for tuning into today's show. You can find the show notes over at iWakePodcast.com. You can check out the show notes at iWakePodcast.com, as I just said. Sorry about that. I also do videos over at youtube.com/TCHATEN. And I also do this thing called iWake Again, available at iWakePodcast.com/again. Thank you for tuning in and watching. I'll talk to everyone again tomorrow for another edition of iWake. Talk to you guys soon.